Hey everybody, what's poppin'? Welcome back to my channel. It's so good to see you guys again. I see my baby in the background. She was actually going down for a nap, but she didn't want to take a nap, so she's awake. So if you hear her, don't mind her. She's actually watching Lilo and Stitch right now. So hopefully she keeps herself content, which she pretty much does when this movie's on. But like I said, it's so nice to see you guys. And I'm gonna be doing a pregnancy Q&A. I had did a Instagram questionnaire thing for y'all guys to ask me questions, and I actually got quite a bit of questions, and a lot of them were like similar or the same. So I'm gonna try and answer them to the majority that I can in this video, and get back to you guys, get back to your questions that you asked me. Excuse the background. I don't have no background right now because a few weeks ago, or like a month or so ago, I had moved in with my dad while my husband is deployed. So all the stuff that I film with, and like my light and like my desk and all that stuff, is like all in the storage in California. So don't mind the back. And yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. It's been a long day, so like excuse my hair, my makeup, it's like all run down. It's like already the end of the day. So the first question that I am gonna start off with, and this is the one that I got a lot, was how many more kids do we want? So I've always came from like a big family. Like my great grandma had 10 kids and my grandma had 6 kids, and so that makes me feel like I want to have a lot of kids. I want to have like maybe 3 or 4 of my own. What? What happened with your phone? Get your phone. Are you passy? So I kind of want to have like either 3 or 4 of my own and adopt maybe one. Like Daniel and I had talked about adoption like after we have all of our kids, and it's something that I really have always wanted to do. And before we got married, and like even whenever we were dating, like I always told him like I want to at least adopt one baby from like maybe another country, or like a family that just can't take care of their baby. But for sure, down after we have all of our kids, we do want to at least adopt one baby. And that was the one thing I told him, like, if you're not in it, then I don't want to be with you, because that's something I really want to do. And I know like for some people it's like so different whenever it's adoption, because it's like it's not really your baby. And I thought that's how it was going to be for him, but it's not. So he was on board with me. So like I said, think I want like either 3 or 4 kids of my own and adopt one. He wants like 4 or so, he said, but I don't know. Who knows? I don't really know. I'm just kind of going with how life takes us and where we'll be. But yeah, so there's that. Another question that we got, or that I always get, was how long was I gonna wait to have another baby? So whenever I was pregnant with Aubrey, that was like the one question I got so much every single time I did like these little questions. and I did say like I wanted to wait like 4 or 5 years. I don't know why. I just thought it was like the best thing, but obviously that didn't happen. Like life happens, and that's okay. Like we're happy that we're having another baby. Super unexpected though, but I mean we're both happy, and I'm glad because they're gonna be so close in age, and it's gonna be another girl, so we don't really have to buy anything. So I thought it was like really nice that we had this baby so close in age. But for sure, like this next time around, like I don't want another baby for maybe till like after I get like my bachelor's or something. Like that is one thing I told Daniel. Like I do not want to have any more kids. 2 babies is definitely enough. But up until I get like my bachelor's or something, because I really do want to finish school. So next question was How did I find out I was pregnant? So I found out I was pregnant because this is a little TMI, but my periods were always so regular. Like I would get them every month. Um, I was never really late on them. Um, and then of course I took like a pregnancy test. That's how I like for sure found out. But like once I kind of missed my period, I was like, okay, something's up. So yeah. Next question was, who did I tell first? So with Aubrey, um, my best friend Amanda was there at the time. She was spending the night, and like I had woke up and I like she was like awake at the same time, and I had told her like I'm about to take this pregnancy test, so she was like waiting outside the door. And then whenever I was like waiting for the results, so like whenever I saw the results, I showed her, and so me and her were like, oh my gosh, like I am pregnant. So she was the first one to know with Aubrey. With this baby, and the reason why I keep saying this baby is because I don't want to announce the name yet. I don't want to announce it until she's born. But a few people already know. Um, but with this baby, my friend Alyssa Learman, she's one of my really good friends back in California. She's another military spouse, and I was going to school with her out there. She was like the first one to know with this baby, besides Daniel. But yeah, and it's so crazy because like usually when you think that when you're pregnant, like you tell your family and you tell like your siblings. It's just like, to be honest, like I was so scared to tell my mom, like with my first baby. Um, I was like on the verge of tears, like scared to tell her that I was pregnant. And I don't know why, and I knew she wasn't gonna get mad, but I always see like Mexican moms, like, or Hispanic, whatever, um, get so mad at their like kids. But I don't know, I just, that's not how it went. But I was just so scared to tell her. Before I told her, I told my sister, and I don't know why I was so scared. Like I'm married and I don't live with her. Like we have our own house. I'm not in high school, so it's like I don't know why I had that fear of telling her. But it was like nothing like that. Like she was like, okay, like At first she like couldn't believe it, but then like later down the road they always prepare and they're like the best grandmas ever. But yeah, so they were the first to know. And next question was, how is my current pregnancy treating me? So my current pregnancy is actually treating me very good now that I'm like in my second trimester, like going towards my third trimester. But it's always the same in the first trimester for me, like it was with Aubrey. Like I was so sick and hating the first trimester, but currently it is going good. It's amazing now that I can like feel the movements because I'm like 22 weeks already, so I love it. Next question was, how was my labor with Aubrey? Oh my god, that labor was literally something else, and it's something I don't ever want to experience ever again. It went smooth in the beginning, but when it came to the time for me pushing, that's whenever I had a lot of complications. Like it took me an hour and a half to push her out. She was a really big baby. Like she was 8 pounds and 9.9 ounces, and I weighed, like, at first, before I was pregnant, right when I found out I was pregnant, I was 91 pounds. Like I was not even 100 pounds. I gained like 30 something pounds. So I was little, like I'm real petite and skinny. And so she was a big baby, and it was hard for me to push her out. The labor was hard. And the only reason why it was hard, I think it was because I know for sure after I got the epidural, it slowed my labor down so much. Like I had went into the hospital at 7 a.m. because I got induced. I had asked to get induced because my husband was deployed at the time, and he was going on a ship for 5 weeks. So I was like, oh my god, like I'm already gonna be 40 weeks, like I'm over this pregnancy already, like I need to ask my midwife if I can please get induced. And luckily I was able to, um, and so he got to see the birth like through FaceTime. So I got induced, went in at 7 a.m. And whenever I went in, I was already 5 centimeters. So like my whole family was like, "Oh my god, like you're almost there, like you're in no pain, like it's going great." Like I was feeling okay, like I was not in any pain at all. And so like I think at like 6 or 7 centimeters, I had ended up getting the epidural. And to be honest, like I only got the epidural because I was scared to feel the pain. Like I was in no pain at all when I got the epidural. I was just like scared to get the pain, like to feel the pain. And I think, well, like my mom kept telling me, like, you're already like this far and you're not feeling any pain. I think you should just go without it. And I'm like, I don't know, but like I'm scared to feel the pain. Like I don't want to feel the pain. Like I was there for my sister's births, like both of her births, and I saw like how crazy it is. And I just didn't want to feel that. So that's why I was scared, and that's why I got the epidural. But after that, like it slowed down my labor, and I think it made everything worse. But it is definitely like super helpful because it like let me sleep, um, but it slowed my time down, and it made, from what I think it made my labor really like tough. So yeah, that's what happened with that. Next question was, how did we react when we found out we were pregnant? So that's actually a really funny story, I guess, with this second baby. Aubrey, we were expecting because, like, we wanted her, we tried for her. So we kind of knew it was coming. We were, like, preparing. We just didn't know when. Because, like, when we were trying, like, every month, like, it wouldn't happen. So with Aubrey, we, like, were excited and just like expecting it. And then this baby, like it was a total shock. Like I was literally on the verge of throwing up looking at my pregnancy test, because I was like, at that time I was like, I don't like, this is the time where I was like saying I want to wait 4 to 5 years. But it was a total shocker to like me and him. He kind of suspected it because like I wasn't feeling that great. So he just kept like telling me, "Oh, you're probably pregnant." And I was like, "I don't know." But I don't know, like super shocked with this second baby. Um, it's just funny. I mean, we're excited now, and super happy and blessed that, I get to carry another human being and she's healthy. So that's all that matters. Next question was, did you get postpartum depression? I did not get postpartum depression, and I am only saying that because I don't really like know how it felt. Like I didn't experience it, so no, like I didn't. And um, I'm not judging the people who do, because it's a really normal thing that a lot of women get. But me personally, I did not get postpartum depression, and I'm really glad that I didn't, because I don't know how it would be if I did, if that makes sense. Um, Next question I got was, best and worst part about being pregnant. So obviously, like the best part is feeling the baby and knowing that it's like the baby's growing and being pampered and being able to eat everything or anything without anybody like looking at you crazy or like telling you anything. But the worst part is like, of course, the morning sickness and like the back pain and the rib pain, because I got like really bad like rib pain. And then the labor, of course, that's like super scary. Not trying to scare you guys, but labor is not all like beautiful as they make it seem. Like it's a really beautiful thing, but it's like, it terrified me. But yeah. Next question was, What did you use for stretch marks? So at first, in the beginning, I was using the cocoa butter cream, and then I had switched to this Target brand. It's like the Burt's Bees Mama Bee. I used that cream, and it also comes with like a little oil. So I was like using those two like towards the middle and the end of my pregnancy. And then after, I used the Mederma. I got it at CVS, and it was like $50 for like a bottle this big. But it's totally worth the price. Like, it got rid of like a lot of my stretch marks, and it got rid of the, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but it's called like the Linea nigra. I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but it's like a dark line that goes in the middle of your stomach, and I had that line really bad. Um, and it got rid of that, so it did really good on my body. But those are like the three products that I use for my stretch marks. Um, Next question was, what did I worry about the most when it came to labor? Ooh, so there was times where I would sit in bed at night and cry because I was so scared of getting a C-section. I didn't want a C-section. I really wanted to, which I did. I had the baby vaginally, and that's what I wanted. I was just terrified of having to have a C-section because like I hear that the recovery is worse. And so I was terrified of that. I was terrified of me not making it and the baby not making it, or like the baby turning last minute and me having to get a C-section, like I said. But those were like my biggest like things that I worried about when it came to labor. But everything went smoothly. I delivered a healthy baby. I'm good. She's good. So, yeah. Um, Next was, what was the first thing I thought when I saw Aubrey? Oh my god. Whenever I saw Aubrey, she looked exactly like her dad. Spitting image, like, I was so speechless. I was so overwhelmed. Like, of course, you cry, and it's like all these emotions, and it's just crazy. But I know at first, like when she came out, I'm just like remembering vividly because I didn't really get to see her as soon as she came out. I think I remember them putting her on me, but I was too out of it to even like, like embrace that moment. They had to take her away because when she came out, she wasn't like breathing right, and because she had her cord wrapped around her neck, and she was like purple. So they had took her to see if everything was gonna be okay. So like time passed by, and I think it was like maybe 15 minutes, and that's whenever I got her, and I did like the whole chest to chest thing. But when I saw her, oh my god, she looked exactly like her dad, and I was so in love with her, and still am. She's just the beautiful little girl that she is. Right, Mama? Right? Can you wave hi? Wave hi. No. She's too busy into Lilo and Stitch. So next question was, is it true, this one made me laugh, is it true that you have to wear an adult diaper after you give birth? It's so funny because like some people do. Do you want to get out? And it's so funny because like some people do, but it's not exactly like an adult diaper. Like you don't have to go out of your way to like buy adult diapers. I got like these like underwear briefs enough to like fit like the pad and all the stuff that they like give you for the aftercare. But it's like the ones that the hospital give you look just like boxers. Like they're square, they're like big enough to fit all that stuff, because you can't really wear like a regular underwear afterwards. Like it's not all glamorous afterwards either. You still look pregnant after you give birth, like you have like a little pudge. So no, it's not really true that you have to wear an adult diaper. But that was super funny. I had to answer that. Next question was, how old do you think is too old to have kids? And this one made me laugh too as well, because I always told Daniel like it's, and I don't see. I'm not even gonna say it because I don't want to judge, because like people do surrogacy and people like can't really have kids, like, you know, so it takes a while, people a while to have kids. But to me, like for me, my opinion is like, once like my kids start having kids or like are old enough, like I had told Daniel like we better be done having kids by the time they're like 14 or 15, or like my age, like 20 or 21 or something. um that's like whenever I think is too old to have kids. It's like when your kids have kids. Like, I don't know. I don't know. That's just my opinion though. Next question was, how long did nausea last and how bad? So with Aubrey, my nausea was so bad. In the first trimester, it went away in the second trimester, and then it came back in the third trimester. So I feel like it was way worse in the third trimester compared to the first trimester, because it got to the point where I was having to sleep sitting up. Um, I had like pillows on the side of me and a bunch of pillows behind me to like comfort me. But it was so bad to where like I would wake up, and as soon as I woke up, I like threw up. Like my body would wake me up because I would have to throw up. I couldn't hold anything down. Um, I was just like over it. I was over the nausea. And the same thing, I don't know, with this baby, I've only had a few morning sickness a few times, not as bad as Aubrey, but with the third trimester, I don't know if it's going to be the same, and I hope not, but we'll see, and I pray that it's not though. The next question was, is there anything different you hope for during labor this time compared to Aubrey's birth? So yes, um, the one thing I hope that is different is that Daniel gets to be here. I can't really put his date out there due to like OPSEC reasons, like a military thing. Um, but nothing is ever set in stone with the military, and the date is like right there. And I pray they don't change it. I pray he gets to come home. That's like the one thing I hope for, because it is right there. And if they change it, he's gonna miss the birth again. And of course, he doesn't want that. I don't want that. Our families don't want that. It is definitely like um, super tough without him being there. I mean, I've done it once and I can do it again, and I'm not getting my hopes up if he's not going to be there. Because, like I said, I've done the birth alone, but I just pray and hope that he gets to be there and experience the whole, like, in person, like he couldn't with the first one, and get to cut the umbilical cord and hold the baby for the first time. He always told me that he wanted to do that, like he wants to be the first one to hold the baby. And I just really want that for him. But if that doesn't happen this time around, then hopefully in the future, because I had told them like, I'm done giving birth like without you there. Like, I want him there for the whole entire pregnancy, from when we find out we're pregnant, from like when I give birth. Like, I don't want him to miss any of it, because I feel like I'm so needy, and like him being gone, like I have to do everything myself. So that's what's hard. Next question was, or I think this is like the last question. I'll just wrap this video up because I don't want to make it too long. Was the weirdest craving. And honestly, I did not really crave anything weird. I craved a lot of different things at the same time, but I didn't really like crave like mixed stuff. You know, like how usually people think like, oh, pickles with like peanut butter and ice cream, and I didn't really crave anything weird like that. I just really wanted so much stuff. Like, I wanted Dairy Queen and Whataburger and Chinese at the like same time. Like, I could eat every single, like, you know, I was always wanting to eat hot, like spicy stuff and like sweet stuff. And then last but not least, I'll end it with this question was one thing no one told you. I don't really know what that question means because it wasn't like really specific, but there's a lot of things that people don't tell you after you give birth. And it's something that you kind of just learn on your own after you give birth. But I'm trying to think of one thing that no one told me. That's like the only thing I can think of is they don't really tell you what it's like after birth. Completely different. Like you're still in pain. Your uterus contracts because it's like shedding the placenta still. You know, like the breastfeeding is hard sometimes. It's just like a lot of things that people don't really tell you, and you kind of just like learn on your own. So I didn't even know that like a placenta still has to shed after you like birth that out. But that was like one of my most pain ever after like I had the baby was when the placenta shed, because like my uterus would contract and it was like this like crazy pain, and I couldn't eat because of it. But yeah, so that's, I guess, a few things a lot of people didn't tell me. But I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap this video up, and I would like to thank you all guys for asking the questions that you did, and it got me to do this video because I really needed to do another YouTube video. So thanks so much again, and like this video, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let me know what other YouTube ideas you guys want me to do. I have a whole list that I want to do, but I need to like get with people and like have the time to do it, because like of course these things take time. But like I said, I really appreciate everything, and I love you guys so much, and thank you for watching.